Hi, Kiwi! Alright, we are back at Furi, and I did accidentally skip one line of dialogue because I breached this precipice. He just said, now it's time for your revenge, take an eye for an eye. Roughly that. But we're gonna go ahead and start fighting the Hand, the 5th boss of Furi. Fun story about today. I am up at like 6 a.m.
Jailer is the key. Kill him, and you will be free.
I am up at about 6 a.m. having woken up for work. Today I do have work. Unfortunately, I did not reset my alarm. My work doesn't start until 9, and I don't have to leave until like 8:30 because the place is 10 minutes away from my parents' house. So I just got up like 3 hours earlier than I really needed to. Oh, well, like an hour and a half earlier than I needed to, at least. And I'm gonna feel that for the rest of the day because I definitely didn't get enough sleep. Such is life, though. If I were good at time management, at the very least, I've set myself up to be punctual, which I value, I suppose.
He who knows no fear, knows no courage. I take mine from you. We are what we fight for.
They're laying it on thick here that this guy is a dad and that our wanton murder of all the Guardians may not be without some degree of moral quandary.
I look at you, stranger, and I see nothing. Desolation. Death. You are alone. I am fighting for something much greater than this. Can you imagine the strength that gives me? I doubt it. And so your fight ends here.
I should also comment that he was allowed to bring his kid here, and
I brought you to your knees once already, and I will do so again.
for plot reasons we'll see later, I question if that was allowed. No matter. We'll see soon enough. What else can I talk about today, though? So I've been playing more Fire Emblem Engage. I'm up to Chapter 13 now. We just met Tamara. I haven't started the chapter. I've only just seen the introductory cutscene, and my goodness, I have to say, Fire Emblem Engage has a special talent for making some characters just absolutely grating with their voice direction. Like, the voice acting itself is relatively fine for the most part, but I have to say there are some characters who, the way they chose to direct their voice lines is a little bit trying for the sensibilities. If I were to describe it any other way, I would say there are definitely some characters that I like and some characters that I would rather not hear speak ever again. Unfortunate.
I brought you to your knees once already, and I will do so again.
And then another thing I've been doing lately is I've been reading a webtoon called The Greatest Real Estate Developer, I think it's called. And it's been a pretty fun read. It was, of course it's isekai, because why wouldn't it be isekai? But it follows the story of our isekai protagonist.
Go back while you still can.
Born and raised in Korea, gets transported to the typical medieval fantasy world like they always do. And then, sorry, my brain did not register that as a shockwave. That was something I couldn't strafe. Oops. And he basically gets teleported to this world and ends up acting as the title implies, a real estate developer, because he kind of had previously studied urban development and like urban planning, urban development, things of that nature. And so that's where his talents lie. He also starts unlocking skills that benefit that, as well as really cute little summoned creatures that also
It's the right thing to do.
that also help him with his building. Like, he has a hamster that can eat a whole bunch of dirt and relocate it. He's got a hippo that drinks water and can basically drink a ridiculous amounts of water, and a snake that can eat dirt as well, but process it into whatever its constituent parts are, so it can produce steel beams and volcanic ash and things of that nature that he uses for creating concrete or building infrastructure. And it's interesting. It's very interesting overall what they do with this series. It's fun. The other big premise of the story is the fact that the main character is reincarnated as basically the son of a lord of this land, who is just a complete and total asshole. And so the whole
Go back while you still can.
way he gains skills in this world is rather than like leveling
You
up,
have given me the chance to teach my son an important lesson. That
Which he-
when good men look away, evil prevails.
yeah, not quite got the timing on this. There we go. Basically, the whole premise of this is that the son of this noble lord is... Oh dear, I think we're gonna lose life on this one. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah, there we go. That's fine.
For my son.
At least I know how to better deal with his
am
mini
bringing you
desperation
back.
attack in the center here. I can handle this just fine. I might just need to focus on it for a second and then return to the commentary. Let's see. It always goes clockwise. Good. Yep, I dashed into the center there, I think. I don't know why I can't get the timing on this so easily. It's really not that hard to dodge. At least I would think it not.
Surrender. You can't win.
There we go. Okay. I mean, I don't mind if he gives me the free shots here. It's pretty easy to deal with him if he's just going to swing his sword at it, flailing around like that. See, there we go. No, he delayed it. Whenever they delay their attack, it always throws me off just a little bit. Anyway, so the gimmick again is basically the main character is the son of this lord who gets teleported into this isekai world that was originally a novel that he had read, so he kind of knows about some of the events that are going to happen while he's here.
We build all of this. Be prepared. Invested so much.
It's centered around a knight named Javier, who's like this incredibly strong effectively magic swordsman type fellow, who over the course of the story develops his powers, and is like the prototypical hero of justice, if you will, for lack of a better. Oh, pure lasers. So he's added a third hit to his combo now, and it's so delayed. But it's
You
fine.
can't win, stranger. You have nothing to protect, nothing to fight for.
And he super armored through it too, which isn't great. Alright, I need to be ready for his lasers. Those lasers do quite hurt. At least he gives me plenty of opportunities to heal when he does his melee attacks. My brain still hasn't registered that he has a third hit there. Oh, now you're not going to use it? Fair enough. So basically, the main character is just known as this kind of, not quite gangster, but may as well be just kind of notorious troublemaker of his land, who is not well regarded by his people as a result. And the way this character levels up, mostly, is by gaining respect.
I will never give up, stranger. The stakes are too high.
Or rather, gaining approval rating from the people he lives with, or the people of this world. Which I find interesting. It's a nice spin on the usual level up mechanics that you see in most... I still fall for that delayed attack. Alright. Shoot, lasers. This gives us a lot of opportunity for free damage if he just stands there.
You have nothing to protect.
There we go. So he... What did I want to say? So, again, so he gains... Every time his approval rating with a different character in the story increases, he then...
You can't win. You're alone.
He gains these skill points that he can then use for... Oh dear. 1 second, this is timing. Almost got all of them.
Let you.
Oh, and then dash in, and then we got him. Look at that. Pretty clean fight all around. One phase that we had a little bit of a rough patch on, but another boss down. Should kiss your son goodbye, dude. You're not making it out of here, sadly. No final words from him. Unfortunate. Would have liked to see like a little heartfelt goodbye to his son. But at least in this moment, we see the stranger at least has some second thoughts. I wonder.
That was intense.
I wonder if we could
But
find
you've
his
gotta
son.
move on now. Don't overthink it. That's what they want you to do.
Like, I appreciate if you notice in the background, there's a little house
Things
there.
we do for love.
Like murder. Yeah, so, I don't know. I do wish there was at least a little bit of a scene involving his son there, just so that, like...
This one, upstairs, arrogant, self-righteous, and cool. That's her. She started it all. She even got me locked up. You're going to see her little show out there. All this nobility and self-sacrifice. But really, she's just trying to clean up her mess. Just remember, she's messing with your head. Don't listen to her.
Like, this is the part of the game where you get kind of this moral quandary of, are you the good guy or the bad guy? Because you are killing wantonly.
Feel it in your heart, your anger, your instinct. You don't belong here.
I also very much appreciate the music.
You were a good kick from me.
It's very synth-wavy, I guess, and electronic. It's not quite trancey, but it's different from a lot of the soundtracks I'm used to hearing.
Walk with me. It was all a mistake. The cell, the restraints, the guardians.
She has
We
very,
can make this right.
very, very
You
poofy
can't
pants.
go to my world, but you can be free here. Look at what I'm offering. This can be your home. I'll take care of you.
Are we in Brazil?
I'll tell you the tales of my world. You will tell me yours.
I mean, you saw the statue up in the top in that previous scene,
There is
right?
so much to enjoy here.
It was like the big T-posing Jesus. I believe that's
Stay
in.
with me.
I believe that's in. There it is. See it up there in the upper right quadrant. That's just T-posing Jesus. That's in Brazil, right?
Come on, give it a chance. What's the big hurry?
Sadly, I don't think you gain anything from trying to wait from here. No achievement, no like additional narrative. Like if you try to leave, she says nothing.
Stay with me.
Well, I mean, if you try to stay with her, rather, she doesn't say anything particular.
Come on, give it a chance. What's the big hurry?
She just repeats her line. So I'm gonna move along
Why are
and
you leaving? What's not to like here? If you go any further, I have no other choice, and you even less than me.
let's go ahead and fight. This boss used to give me
How
so much
dare
trouble.
You shun me and turn down all of this. You have no idea. I was your only hope. You have brought this upon yourself, stranger.
I was like hard stuck on this and the next boss for so long in my original playthrough. But we'll see how I do this time.
I'll make you stay.
Off to a great start where I just base tanked that. Oh, wait, I can reflect this. Or not. Somehow thread the needle on that one, didn't I? Fun fact, you can parry that. When she does the version of it with the lasers, I don't think you can parry it though, so be mindful of that. Out of my range. So, because she flies...
Do this to you. I didn't want to hurt you, but I will.
Because she often spends her time flying off the stage, you can't very easily melee her. But she is so kind as to offer you healing. And that is phase 1.
Why so stubborn? Just go back. There is no better outcome.
Anyway, back to the topic of the greatest real estate agent. So, basically, I was describing how this guy levels up effectively. It's not really even, he doesn't even have like a proper level. He just over time, every time he accomplishes a feat and gains approval from those around him to some degree, he will gain, it's RP. I don't actually remember what it stands for. I think this is, yeah, I don't want to carry that. And so he kind of, through his building up of these, this medieval town giving it more modern sensibilities for architecture, he is able to kind of not quite save the people, although there are instances of saving them. And surprisingly, the action is pretty solid in this too, I have to say.
What could you possibly ask of me?
Like the fight scenes are beautifully drawn. Not that there are many of them, but there are definite fight scenes. The main character fights with a shovel, but effectively they kind of have this weird mana system that isn't terribly well explained. You get bits and pieces of it as the story progresses. I could have carried that. I messed up. Oh, you're gonna. Wow, that was a rough phase.
How hard could it have been? You ruined it.
All right, not my cleanest fight, but we're fine. Just focus on taking out these bullets so I have room to move, I suppose. All right, I'm gonna parry it this time. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, and what else? What else can I say about this? So, oops, I dashed the wrong way. I think his first like major creation is he creates what's called undul flooring, which is something it sounds like you would absolutely adore, Kiwi. It is heated flooring, which you've likely experienced before. It's a specific kind of methodology to making that happen, I suppose, although I don't know terribly much about it.
How much I sacrificed to bring you this.
I think one of my biggest criticisms of this narrative is honestly that it doesn't go into a whole lot of detail regarding how the manufacturing of these things happens. It just kind of name drops what they are and their like intended effect, but you never get the sense of how did they make it well, you do understand how they make it possible, because they describe like, all right, we need to make this from volcanic ash, or we make this from like local iron and coal supply, but they never like go into an amazing amount of detail about like how things worked out, or how the actual like engineering of the structures. Like you'll see him make some blueprints, but that's about the extent of it, unfortunately. My timing's off. That does so much damage if you get the charge attack.
You're hurting me so much. You will stop at nothing, right?
You doing lasers? No, you're just going to be firing that, so we'll get the free damage. So that's probably my biggest criticism of it, honestly, is that you don't really get the engineering side of things, which may not be what would interest those who are reading it, but for me it is. I like the science, I like the physics behind architectural design. Fun fact about me actually is that when I studied abroad in Germany for about a month, but what I was studying there was urban planning and city design. As well as like art and architecture. Like it's completely out of my wheelhouse. I am absolutely a bio nerd and chemistry to a degree, and so it was very much outside of my normal like purview of what I did. But the main reason I did it was because they did not offer any STEM type classes while I was doing the study abroad. Oh good, that healed me up a whole bunch.
Enough.
Whew.
Is
All right.
your escape worth so much suffering? So many deaths?
We clutched that out a little bit. It was kind of close.
I'm here to protect all that I believe in. You must listen to reason. There's no other way.
This phase I remember having way too much trouble with. I was so prone to death when I did it on my first try. Oh, well, that didn't help. But she gives you heals. I don't have too much excuse other than I was just learning mechanics and not quite good at it. And I don't know, I honestly don't know why this run has been going so well. Like I failed the phase here or there, but I haven't like horrendously lost anything. I still seem to struggle with shockwaves, though, I have to say. Like, I am very prone to getting hit by these. For some reason, I didn't even mentally register that one as a threat, despite it barreling right at me. Oh, goodness. We're probably gonna have to redo this phase, unless I can get this heal. Nope, I walked right into it.
You deserve nothing more than chains and shocks.
Alright, I might just need to focus on the desperation move, which is fair.
All that I believe in. You must listen to reason. There's no other way.
That's the first one. It might just be the angle just doesn't work with my brain in that area. Nope, I still walked into the laser. Never mind. It's fine. She is so kind as to give us tons of healing items, although I will probably play this on Furier mode, which is the harder difficulty, and see how things go, and I anticipate that won't go nearly as forgiving with the healing drops. Maybe it will. I don't actually know how Furier and like the original difficulty and Furier mode differ. But okay, I think I've learned my lesson. It's just way easier for me to process the when to dodge things if I am coming at them from this angle. Good to know. That should be that.
I curse you for making us go through this. You are so blind.
Alright. So now I just need to focus on dodging. Oh, laser. Hi. I don't think I can hit her. Can I hit her? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. And I think I'll focus on parrying those orange circles because that just makes them way easier to deal with than trying to dodge. Can't hit her with anything, but that's fine. We're taking more damage than I need, but presumably this phase doesn't last... These desperation moves never last too unbelievably long. Oh, you know what? I'm just supposed to try and get closer to her, aren't I? I get it. And whoop-bam. Oops. Well, I made that more difficult than it needed to be, didn't I?
This will eat you up inside for the rest of your days.
It almost looks like he misses there, to be honest.
I did not expect that. Not from you. I think I saw you hesitate after the last fight. You, of all people. Why would you ever hesitate? It made me think. I like it. It gives me hope.
I think at this point it's pretty clear that we're not the good guy in this story. These guys are locked us up for a reason. Sorry about that. My dad just popped in to say hello.
Oh, it's you. Well, I took care of this one. It was really tough. I'm no fighter like you, but I got my way. After the last jailers, I felt you deserved a little more from me.
We don't believe him for a second, do we?
Call it my contribution to our escape. We're in this together. Now more than ever.
Yeah, so if it's not obvious, this guy is also a jailer. He wants to escape from this place as much as we do.
All the jail worlds were built from here by a genius architect. A perfectly designed masterpiece of a prison. This impossible, impassable prison. I tried so many times to find some way out of here, but there wasn't one, except for you.
So, I'm pretty sure he is the architect, as it turns out. He was the one who designed this prison.
If only I could have found a way out, without killing them, without freeing you. But I couldn't outsmart my greatest work.
Well, there we go. He admits it.
part of my brain took over. The urge that made me fast when she was in danger, that kept me awake when she was sick. The architect gave up, and the father came up with a plan.
So he's basically giving up the fact that the reason why he wants to escape is because his daughter is in danger, and he wants to protect her. I think that's pretty cool. That
I know what you're thinking. There's a thin line between love and madness. Time will tell.
Well, I think his motives are.
You go ahead. I'll be with you in a moment.
I think his motives make sense, but throwing away the world just to be with your daughter again, where that world could be just as easily destroyed, as we'll find out. But, well, we'll see why that's the case soon enough. All we know is that right now we're one individual who is a threat.
I like her. She's a lot like me. She's clever, and she has a plan.
And she is one of my least favorite bosses.
Scale of 1 to 10, she's an 11, and she'd give herself a 12.
This boss has notoriously given me so much struggle, Kiwi. Mostly because she just runs. She runs and hides and plays super... She's a safe spotter. She's very obnoxious in that regard, I have to say.
Initiating scan.
But
Opponent armed. Graphene composite saber. Automatic laser handgun. Range 200 meters. Capacity maximum.
I think we got her. I can at least beat her, in theory. This was hands down the boss that took the most out of me when I tried it.
8 BPM.
Mostly because
Maximum
she...
speed 73 kilometers per
See?
hour.
Told you we're fast.
No structural damage.
73 kilometers per hour. That's pretty fast.
Analyzing DNA.
No DNA found.
Error. DNA unknown.
Oh, just kidding. That makes more sense. But yeah, so she's tricky. She's...
Remember, for her, it's all a game. But losing is not an option.
10 meters. 5 meters. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just kidding. Okay, go ahead and do it. There we go. Anyway, all right. So yeah, we'll do one more boss fight and then we'll call it a day on this episode.
Now you're mine.
This lady is basically Widowmaker from Overwatch, mixed with a little Sombra.
Go get him, boys. This is not a drill.
You never really get to see her face through her really silly hat. It's like a jellyfish hat. And I know I've been kind of focused on the boss fight, so I can't really comment too much on the greatest real estate agent, or greatest real estate developer. Well, I'm off to a great start. Greatest real estate developer. But what I want to say is it's definitely worth a check out if you like kind of those, like...
But I can see you.
How to phrase this? If you like the sort of... Where are you? You're over here. So this is what makes her really tricky, is that she dodges... You have to hit her while she's kind of safe spotting you, and she's constantly running. So, like, you can see her kind of cloaked as she passes through. Thankfully, her little robots do give you heals on every projectile they shoot. I love her theme, though. Her theme is so, like, 90s vibe. There we go. I think I figured out that the trick for her might be you need to get hit before she... Or rather, you need to let her shoot her laser before you try to hit her yourself. But there we go. Okay, I think I've got her sauce for this first phase at the very least. Anyway, the greatest real estate agent or real estate developer. I'm drawing a blank. No dialogue for you. I really do think it's worth the read. It's a lot of fun, honestly. I'm probably wasting time just not shooting them myself. There we go. So, fun little fact I discovered is that if you parry, you know which direction she is facing. So you can track her even though you can't see her. So let's try this theory. I got hit there. Okay, yeah. So I think that's the trick to keeping her from running away from you is you need to hit her after she fires her laser. I love that you can reflect projectiles at bosses. It makes it so much more fun. It makes you feel fancy. The parry in this game is just very satisfying to pull off well, I must say. Oh, bam.
That was a really good try, but not quite.
And if you're wondering why I know this, it's because, well, so I've already mentioned that I'm recording this from home instead of my usual setup. I did a stream of this on the channel, actually. It was my first stream ever, but basically I wanted to make something for Kiwi to watch while I was not really available and not really in a setup for recording because my microphone is currently not even remotely set up. Or, well, okay, my microphone wasn't at the time set up, I guess is more accurate to what was the situation. Where did you go? You're up here? No, you're probably on the next one over. Come on, show me where you are. Oops. I need to be better about that. I think we got her? We got her. Okay, she's going towards the center, so let's chase after her.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
So yeah, I did my first stream ever. It was interesting learning the basic setup. I didn't quite know what I was doing, but I made good work of it. And those who tuned in got to see me struggle with this boss, just chasing her around before I finally figured out that you can catch her. You can catch her out pretty reliably. Jump in like that. You know what? If I charged up my dash, I would have been fine. I like the way you take me out of slice. Good, I could use some HP. And that should be the phase. Nope, never mind. That should be the phase.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
Okay. Yeah, so... Bear with me, my brain has focused on timing for a second. There we go. Perfect. No, now, I know it's going to be hard to believe, but I genuinely have not played this game until, like, this week. Within the the last time I played it was in grad school, which was like a good. I mean, when I played it was probably I remember playing it in Kiwi's old apartment, so that means it was at a maximum 4 years ago, probably closer to 5 or 6 years ago.
They thought they could win too. Right up to the last minute. You think you're smarter than them?
So, like, I have no excuse for why this is going as well as it is. Like, clearly I've played the game before, I think that much is evident, but why I'm not struggling at the bosses that I've historically had so much trouble against? If I had to say one potential factor, it's probably all the Hollow Knight. My reaction time has just gotten honed, maybe? I don't know, though. I really don't know. But it feels good. It feels good that I'm playing so well overall in this game. And, like, I know I'm tooting my own horn, but, I mean, this is meant to be a difficult boss gauntlet that requires a lot of precision timing, and overall, like, I haven't had a single loss where I genuinely remember when I first played this game that I had so many times that I got knocked out.
Some relied on skill, some on luck.
I just remember absolutely hating the phase where you had to, like, go hunting for her. Thankfully, I thought it was multiple phases, but thankfully it's only one. Alright, enough of that. But definitely, anyways, so if you like the kind of like world building sort of, or world building or like society building sort of isekai, like slime, like, oh gosh, what's its name?
I know your moves.
There was one where how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom, I think is what it's called. It's not quite the same vibe, but it is reminiscent of it, I would say. And so if you like that sort of isekai, it's definitely worth giving a read if you like, especially if you like webtoons. It's very well drawn and the action scenes are beautiful. Like, it's honestly kind of impressive how good looking it is. It's worth checking out if it's your cup of tea. If not, totally understand. I mean, isekai is by and away very generic in some of what it deals with. So
No.
yes. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Ah. All right, just look for the white glowy, and there we go. That's another phase down, and time for her desperation move. But all in all, I am genuinely enjoying the read. Its comedy is kind of spaced out, but it's pretty funny when it wants to. It has a very good, like, I don't know how to describe this. It likes to set expectations. Oh, he's gonna let up on this situation, and then he just goes right back in. Wiggle the control stick so we don't get hit here. Don't know why she just didn't go for the attack rather than, like, doing this fancy little, like, peekaboo.
Come on, hit me with everything you've got.
If you insist, ma'am. That was some fancy pairing. Did we get her here? We do. Okay. On to the desperation move.
Let's take this to the next level.
So this is a whole lot of bullet hell about to happen. But I think I just focus on dodging. And I can do that pretty reliably. And then what she's going to do is she's going to start summoning walls and shooting more lasers, and I just need to get behind those walls before the snipe shot happens. Alright, so there's a wall.
This is
And I'm taking a lot of damage.
I prepared for it. You are not taking it away from me.
Alright, I think we're almost there, but I'm one hit from being knocked out, darn it.
Don't disappoint me.
I flubbed that a bit.
Come on. Is this the best you've got?
Not sure what she's doing there. Just flailing her neck. She looks like what Chroma does, our little black kitty, who just is, for some reason, has a lot of unnecessary motion with her head and neck. It's hard to explain other than just kind of, okay, that wasn't...
Not good enough.
I don't think that was supposed to happen there, Kiwi. Oops. Oh well. All right. I guess I'm gonna focus here,
Take this to the next
but I'm not
level.
quite sure why. I guess she's supposed to fire her laser as soon as you get behind a wall, but I was behind the wall, but not behind the wall enough, and so she like fired it early, like she's supposed to. Like there, see how she like fired it instantly? It was because I was behind a wall as it spawned. But like, I guess I got clipped. Oh gosh, too many things.
This is my moment. I prepared for it.
I'm
You
taking
are
a lot
not
more
taking
damage
it
than I
away
want to.
from me.
Where's the wall? There it is. Maybe if I stand a little bit further back, I can have more room to react. Okay, I think we got her. Go, 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 go. Okay, I just have to make sure I don't get hit here.
I can't fail. This is my game.
Her head is equal parts silly and cool looking. I doubt this is enough to finish her. Yeah. Okay, I just need to focus on... Ooh, that was fancy. That was really close. Okay, just focus on healing. Ah, alright, we've got enough HP, I feel a little bit better. Focusing. I think we got her, Kiwi. I think we got her. We got her. Okay. Whew. Tough, but not undoable. All in all, a solid showing.
That's enough. Assuming manual control.
Somehow I feel like that's not going to help you here. Rest in peace, jellyfish lady. Why is he petting his microphone?
That was sweet. You beat her at her own game. She was a cheater anyway.
Yeah, she is definitely one of the more frustrating bosses if you don't realize that you need to wait behind her, wait for her laser to go off before you.
I wonder what she would have made of my plan. What chance of success she would have given it. But we are not the kind that rely on probabilities, eh? We rely on what's in here. We take our chances.
So, this is as far as I got on stream, so I do remember the boss that's up ahead. And just like in Hades, I'm worried that I'm going to get absolutely smacked to death by an ore, but we have beaten every other boss on the two different playthroughs without taking any damage, so I'm optimistic.
What would you do if you had an eternity to do nothing but wait? Do you keep busy? Do you daydream? Do you freak out? He trained.
But we're going to be ending the episode shortly, so in summary, the Greatest Real Estate Agent definitely, or Greatest Real Estate Developer, definitely take a look at it if you like that sort of isekai world building, society building sort of genre. It's a fun read, it's got good action, it's got great artwork, the comedy is on point for me. It's not a comedy by any means, but the characters are equal parts lovable and goofy.
Nothing else matters to him but this fight with you. This will make his day, his life. Mastery of his art, fulfillment of his destiny, and all that nonsense.
Ultimately, my only biggest criticism of it is that it doesn't really go into the mechanics, the science, the physics of what he is building. It just kind of glosses over them and says, okay, we're building it, these are the materials we need, this is the setup we need, and that's about it.
How can someone get so into something that nothing else matters?
Oh, I know how. I know quite how. Kiwi and I both know.
I tried so hard to stay and finish my work for years. But you know what I could never forget?
Your daughter.
Her laughter.
Alright. I don't actually know where the boss fight triggers. So I'm going to do my sign off here, Kiwi. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope you are this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.